Supply and demand and economics. So, I hope to teach you why economics is important, how a demand curve works, how a supply curve works, and what causes supply and demand to change. Now, why should you study economics? Well, it's pretty simple. Economics is a study of decisions wherever scarcity is involved. If you have scarce resources, a limited amount, you're going to make decisions based on economic principles. What products you buy, what you watch, eat, read, sleep in, where you live, everything is based on economics. With an understanding of economics comes a greater understanding of the world. I hope this helped you teach you about the larger world and economy works. So, microeconomics is the study of firms and their behavior in the market. It measures supply and demand in order to determine how firms act in changes to both themselves and the market. What is demand? Demand is, well, how much people demand a product. On a graph, it is always downward sloping as the more the price decreases, the higher quantities people like to purchase. So, if the price, for example, is $100, people are only going to buy, say, one of that product. But if the price is like $5, they'll buy 100, they'll buy like 95 of that product. So on and so forth. But price is always on the y-axis, quantity is always on the x-axis. And again, it is always downward sloping. Supply is what firms giving their product onto the market. So as price increases, quantity increases because as price increases, firms want to make more of that product because they realize, oh, it's being sold. So they start making more quantity. Again, price is on the y-axis, quantity is on the x-axis. It's a positive relationship, whereas demand is a negative relationship. Shifts in demand. So, demand curve can shift to the right or to the left. Right is an increase, left is a decrease. Shifts are caused by a change in the taste and preferences, population increase or decrease, price change in a related good, change in expected future prices, change in the income level of buyers. Supply can also shift. Again, right is an increase in supply because there's more quantity being made, whereas left is a decrease in supply because there's less quantity being made. Things that shift supply: number of sellers on the market. Less sellers means there's less production capacity. Expectation of sellers, how much they expect to sell. The price of raw materials. If the price of raw materials increases, then it'll be more difficult to make a product. Demand will shift to the left. If there's a decrease, it becomes easier, and it shifts to the right. Technology, as technology improves, it becomes easier to create supply, so it shifts to the right. If for whatever reason your technology decreases in quality, it shifts to the left. And various other prices of goods in the market. But an example of demand was semiconductors during the pandemic. It became very difficult for many people to purchase electronics. You may have heard about cars going with a chip shortage. They weren't able to get the $1 chips they need 1,000 of in their car. An example for consumers, though, was a GPU. It was very expensive to purchase one during 2020 and 2021 and 2022. Supply. Recently, if you live in the United States, like I do, you notice that eggs have recently begun to spike in prices, sometimes as high as 70%. It's due to an outbreak of avian flu killing off many egg-laying birds, which means that the consumer now has to pay more for each individual egg. This is a low-resolution image, but the sign says is that they're apologizing for the higher prices of eggs that have been pushed on by the suppliers. Anyways, I hope you like, subscribe, and maybe even leave a comment. See y'all next time.